We have a storm system that is going to be forming along the eastern seaboard, moving northward and impacting the area that was just hit by Sandy. We're going to have all the details right here for you. I'm AccuWeather.com's Evan Myers, along with Elliot Abrams. Elliot, let's start off briefly with what's going on right now in Sandy's area. It's a chilly day today. You can see temperatures 10 to 15 degrees below normal.
And it's going to stay that way today, and tomorrow will be a tranquil day for Election Day, starting off below freezing in outlying areas and climbing into the 30s and 40s generally.
So you can see the high temperatures today. Elliot talked about how cold it's going to be tonight, in the 20s in many areas, and here it is Election Day tomorrow, still a very chilly day. In fact, here high pressure is still in control. And Elliot, as you said, tranquil all across the northeastern part of the country. There's a little bit of adverse weather that's going to be taking place down in the southeast and in the upper Midwest, and we're going to have some details on that on some other videos right here and stories right here only on AccuWeather.com. Now let's get to this storm system, Elliot. We're going to have a storm, and here's kind of the scenario to start out with. Tomorrow it's going to form down here. We do have some more close-up maps on it, so why don't you take us through the broad approach here on this map, and then we'll get to some specifics as we move along in this video.
The storm develops along the South Atlantic coast, comes up the coast, and then as cold air in the upper atmosphere gets injected from the west and northwest, similar thing happened with Sandy last week, but this is a different kind of storm. It comes up the coast and causes gales and heavy rain in the mid and North Atlantic states from Wednesday into Thursday.
Okay, so let's take a look at this scenario. So the storm, as we said, forms down here, starts to move northward. Now, we have two possible tracks, divergent tracks, just like we had with Sandy. One, of course, took Sandy out to sea, or a number of them took it out to sea, and a number more slammed it into the coast. This seems to be a more narrowly focused area, Elliot, rather than what we saw with Sandy, which was anywhere from here to here, several days out. You can see this track is much closer. Why don't you explain that and where we actually think it's going to go?
Makes a big difference in terms of how much wind and how much rain on the coast, and also the possibility of snow. The leftmost track would be the windiest and rainiest along the mid-Atlantic coast and then into New England, and offer the best opportunity or chance to have heavy snow in the Appalachian, central Pennsylvania, through the Catskills, and perhaps into the Green and White Mountains. The eastern track there would have less of all those things, perhaps no snow at all.
So what we're looking at right now is what? Which of these tracks? Someplace in the middle, a compromise, or more too close to the coast, more out to sea?
Right now I'm thinking that it's closer to the coast, and the model that was best on the storm last week is the one saying that.
Okay, let's take a look at what the potential wind gusts could be. And you can see this a little bit darker purple here from just south of Boston through Cape Cod, much of Rhode Island, and along the eastern part of Long Island, coastal Long Island, the ocean, and right along coastal New Jersey and Delaware. That doesn't look very, very pleasant, very happy for the folks down there that are cleaning up from Sandy.
That's true, although those wind speeds in that lower category, many areas in Pennsylvania experienced those winds when Sandy came through with relatively minor damage. However, along the coast, replenishment operations are often done with the sand to replenish them during the winter months because of the winter storms that do so much erosion. There's been no way for that to have occurred in most places so far because all the attention has been on trying to help people recover. It's been just such a long recovery, so much damage, so much suffering that the normal things that would go on to protect the beaches can't be done yet.
Now let's take a look. Let's take a real close-in look here. So if in fact the storm is here strengthening and moving kind of like this, the circulation around it in this manner means that we're going to be getting these winds in off the ocean once again. Now, we're not going to see a storm surge. You can get storm surges with non-tropical systems, but as long as it stays offshore out here somewhere, we're not going to get a storm surge. But, Elliot, we will get this piling up of the water as the winds blow from that direction across the ocean. So in this red area here along the New Jersey coast, what are we looking for?
Additional beach erosion. The beaches are vulnerable to getting flooded once again. Also, with all the debris hanging around, this will then be floating in some of the water and moving to other places. It's a mess made worse.
So stay with us here on AccuWeather.com. We're going to stay on top of the storm over the next couple days. Frequent updates right here only on AccuWeather.com.